Hello, welcome to Recap. Today, we're diving into a Chinese fantasy romance film called Oversize Love. So, we've got Xiao Xi, a photographer with an at-home studio in East China. Poor Xiao Xi got a big problem. She's always surrounded by these gorgeous models during her photo shoots, and it's making her feel super insecure about her own weight. She's tried every method to lose those extra pounds, but nothing seems to work. Now, Xiao Xi has this major crush on an actor and model named Huang Ke. Girl's got good taste, I'll give her that. But here's the kicker. She reads this comment claiming Huang Ke only likes girls who weigh 45 kilograms or less. And what does Xiao Xi do? She hops on the scale and realizes she's nearly double that weight. Ouch. That's like finding out your celebrity crush only likes people who can solve Rubik's Cubes with their toes. But don't worry, Xiao Xi's got her friend trying to boost her spirits by saying, "Hey, at least you've got a handsome friend like Han." Yeah, they've been buddies since middle school. Han's a famous music producer now, but when her friend suggests they should date, Xiao Xi's like, "Nah, we're just friends." Deep down though, she thinks Han would never go for someone like her. Now Han and Xiao Xi have this tradition of meeting at the park every Saturday to exercise. Flashback time. Back in middle school, Han was the chubby one, always getting picked on by his classmates. But one fateful day, Xiao Xi swooped in, saved him from the bullies, and bam, instant friendship. She even recognized his musical talent and pushed him to pursue his dreams. What a gal. Fast forward to the present. Now, Han and Xiao Xi at the park doing their workout thing. Xiao Xi falls to the ground after only 30 minutes. They head to their favorite street-side restaurant to feast like there's no tomorrow. People are shocked by how much Xiao Xi can eat, but Han doesn't mind one bit. But you know what? He's like, eat as much as it makes you feel happy, and you're beautiful just the way you are. Now, on to the shopping adventure. Xiao Xi struggles with buying clothes because, well, being an overweight woman in the fashion world can be as challenging as trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. She tries on a white dress, and oops, it tears at the neckline, so she's left with no choice but to buy the damaged dress. On the way back home, Han asks Xiao Xi what she wants for her birthday, and guess what she jokes about? She wants a handsome man to date her. Xiao Xi knows how to have some fun. Xiao Xi stumbles upon an abandoned rabbit on the road. Feeling sorry for the little furball, she takes it home, not realizing its eyes are freaking glowing. Mysterious much? The next morning, a crew shows up at Xiao Xi's door wanting to shoot in her studio, and guess who the model is? It's her celebrity crush Huang Ke. Oh, this is like a dream come true for Xiao Xi. But hold on, he says she has pretty eyes and could be a model if she loses weight. Ouch, did he just drop that bomb on her? But wait, it gets worse. Our poor girl overhears his assistant calling her ugly and asking Huang Ke to stay away from people like her for his precious image. Can you believe the nerve of some people? So what does she do? She goes on a weight loss mission like a woman possessed. Plastic wraps on her legs, healthy eating, supplements, and intense workouts become her daily routine. She's sweating buckets, people, but guess what? After 2 weeks of blood, sweat, and tears, she only manages to shed 1 measly kilogram. That's a real struggle, when suddenly she breaks the darn thing with her weight. Down she goes, flat on the ground like a pancake. She falls flat on her face, but guess what? A rabbit starts hopping around like it's leading her to somewhere. So Xiao Xi, curious as ever, follows this rabbit and ends up in an abandoned mansion. But guess what? As soon as she steps inside, the floor just swallows her up, and suddenly she's in this crazy upside-down room. She's trying to move, but the gravity doesn't seem to work in there. Then out of nowhere, an old man pops up like he's the genie from Aladdin, telling her to make a wish. Of course, Xiao Xi freaks out and tries to escape, but gravity is like, "Nah girl, you're floating now." Eventually, she chills out, and he's got this magical potion, the Dream Fixer, promising to make her dreams come true. Sounds sketchy, right? But Xiao Xi, brave soul that she is, takes a gulp and decides to roll the dice. Then she goes to bed. Next morning, she wakes up, and holy moly, she's a whole new person. She looks in the mirror like, who's this? Her body has shrunk so much. Then, she gets a call from her friend asking her to bring the pictures from the last photo shoot to Wang's assistant. But none of her clothes fit anymore. Talk about a fashion emergency. She ends up wearing the outfit she had to buy because of the damage. On her way to deliver the photos, the people she used to know don't even recognize her. They're all like, "Who's that stunning creature?" And random strangers, they're practically breaking their necks to get a glimpse of her beauty. Even Huang Ke is smitten by her new look and doesn't fully recognize her. He's thinking like, "I've seen you before, but where?" But let's not forget, Xiao Xi's body is a bit of a shapeshifter at this point. Her chest gets bigger, her back follows, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm turning back into my old self." Panicking, she runs away without giving Huang Ke any explanation. At night, she chugs the potion again, hoping for a skinny miracle, and she wakes up slim once more. It's like a never-ending cycle of body transformations. Then her friend Han shows up, worried because Xiao Xi hasn't been answering her phone. He bursts into the house and sees Xiao Xi wearing a headscarf, pretending to be Xiao Xi's friend to avoid explaining the situation. But Han ain't no fool. He recognizes her instantly, even though she's lost a ton of weight. He's like, "Girl, you were beautiful before, and you're still beautiful now." Xiao Xi spills the beans about the potion and the whole body-changing drama. Han's skeptical, but the evidence is right there in front of him. Minutes later, she turns into her former self again, and they realize the effects only last for 10 hours. Han ain't a fan of these magical transformations. Also, Han is all jealous of this actor, Huang Ke, because Xiao Xi drank some magical potion to impress him. Talk about extreme measures to get someone's attention. Now Han's assistant, who's in the fashion industry, takes it upon himself to give Xiao Xi a makeover. After a week of trying out different hairstyles and facials, Xiao Xi transforms into a beautiful young woman. It's like she leveled up in a video game or something. Meanwhile, Han decides to hire Huang Ke to model for his music video. But oh boy, Huang Ke claims there's no chemistry with the female lead and wants someone prettier. Offended, the female lead quits and storms off the set. But here comes Xiao Xi, looking stunning as ever. Suddenly, Huang Ke suggests they use her as the model because, well, she's got the body and face for it. Can't argue with that logic, I guess. Han's not too thrilled, but when the director supports the idea, he's got no choice but to go with it. Now, during the shoot, Xiao Xi starts fangirling over Huang Ke. Han's not too happy about it, so he takes out his frustration by nitpicking Huang's acting and making him do multiple takes. An unspoken rivalry brews between the guys. And then out of the blue, the director decides to add a kissing scene to the script. Han's like, "No way." Instead, he makes them cover their faces with an umbrella to make it look like they're kissing. But wait, the plot thickens. The following day, Huang Ke asks Xiao Xi out on a date. They head to the movies, only to realize that Han is sitting right behind them. When questioned about his presence, he claims it's merely a cosmic coincidence. Everywhere the couple goes, he trails behind, pretending to be heading in the same direction. So they try to escape Han's watchful eye by booking a private cabin at a restaurant. Smart move, right? Wrong. Han's like a professional spy, standing guard by the door, making sure they're never out of sight. As nightfall approaches, Xiao Xi expresses her desire to head home, but Huang Ke insists she joins him at a party with his pals. A few minutes into meeting his gang, Xiao Xi's fingers start to balloon, followed by her entire arm. She dashes to the bathroom, hiding inside a stall, and crying her eyes out. Outside, Huang Ke and his friends anxiously await her return, leaving her no escape route. Xiao Xi is in a bit of a pickle. Just when the truth is about to come out, Han comes to save her in a mascot costume. He makes her wear it and brings her out without Huang Ke noticing. Huang Ke sees Han talking to another overweight woman and claims that he can do much better than a random fat girl. Poor Xiao Xi overhears Huang's insensitive comment and it hits her right in the feels. She knows deep down that Huang Ke only likes her for her looks but cannot seem to let go of the idea of them being together. Now Han, the friend-zoned hero, he drops Xiao Xi home and tells her she's not the same person she used to be. He also assures her she will get plenty of guys even if she remains the way she is. Nice try, Han, but we can smell the friend zone from a mile away. Xiao Xi thinks he is lying because even he could never see her as more than a friend. Flashback time. Turns out, Xiao Xi had a major crush on Han back in high school, But she overheard Han's friend making fun of her, and Han himself saying he didn't like her like that, and just like that, Xiao Xi gives up on pursuing him. Fast forward to the present, and Han and his buddy are drowning their sorrows in a drink or two. Out of the blue, Han's friend asks him if he regrets not asking Xiao Xi out when she was still fat. The memories hit Han like a ton of bricks. He recalls that time in high school when Xiao Xi told her friends she had no feelings for him. Talk about a massive misunderstanding that ruined a potential love story. What a miscommunication, alright. Let's cut to a scene at the restaurant where the filming crew gathers to celebrate the last day of the shoot. Han and Huang Ke. It's like a WWE match, but with way less muscle and way more awkwardness. The crew has to step in and play referee, dragging them away from each other. After all the chaos, Han and Xiao Xi walk home together. And guess what? They start arguing about weight. Han's like, think about how Huang Ke would react if you gained weight again. And Xiao Xi fires back, saying Han hasn't treated her any better. When she mentions the time he was bullied, Han's eyes glow as the rabbits did earlier. Xiao Xi doesn't notice it, distracted by the fact that he doesn't remember getting bullied. Now we switch scenes to a fancy dinner date with Xiao Xi and Huang Ke. She's feeling insecure and asks him if he'd still like her if she gained some pounds. And what does he say? Instead of reassuring her, he's like, let's talk about your acting career. Smooth move, buddy. I think Xiao Xi's starting to realize that this guy might not stick around if she doesn't meet his image of perfection. So what does our girl do? She goes back to the creepy old mansion and asks the miracle man for a permanent potion. That's right, she's desperate to keep Wang's attention. But hold on tight, because the potion comes with a warning label. It's got some serious side effects that Xiao Xi might not be so fond of. But Xiao Xi's blinded by love and gulps down that potion like it's a shot of tequila. As Xiao Xi takes the potion, Han starts forgetting all about her. It's like she's slowly vanishing from his memory. He only remembers that she was someone he used to know in his childhood. Next day, big day for Xiao Xi. She's heading to a press conference for the release of her music video. But something ain't right. She can sense that the crew is giving her some serious side eye, and then it hits her like a ton of bricks. Turns out, there's a nasty rumor circulating online that she got some liposuction. And this guy she thought she had a thing with, he straight up ignores her. He announces he's in a new relationship to save his image. What a jerk. And some fans in the crowd throw their drink at Xiao Xi for lying about her beauty. Talk about a harsh way to express disappointment. Han saves her from the media and brings her upstairs. Xiao Xi soon realizes that he only remembers the overweight Xiao Xi and thinks that he hasn't met her for a while. But wait, it gets worse. Later on, she tries to show him all these pictures of them together, but her face is mysteriously missing from every single one. Can you imagine? It's like she's a ghost or something. She's there, but not really there. It's a mind trip for real. She breaks down crying. Then, a week later, Huang Ke shows up at her place. She's thinking, all right, finally an apology. But nah, he just wants her to convince Han to sell him a song. Can you believe the nerve on this guy? Well, Xiao Xi's not having any of it. She kicks him to the curb, telling him to get lost. You go, girl. You don't need that kind of influence in your life. Then Xiao Xi goes digging around and finds an old high school picture of her and Han. It finally hits her like a ton of bricks. She never stopped loving Han. She's been burying those feelings deep down all this time, so she's all heartbroken. She goes back to that abandoned house and begs the mysterious man to send her back to her old self. He gives her one last chance, and poof, she transforms into her original chubby self. She heads straight to the playground to find Han, and when he says her name, she breaks down in tears. It's like the ultimate reunion, a real tearjerker. 1 year later, the couple is at their favorite street-side restaurant. By now, Xiao Xi has turned fit, while Han has gained a significant amount of weight. Talk about a role reversal. Life's funny that way, but she tells him she loves him no matter what. Love knows no size or shape. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.